What's up, y'all? I'm so pumped that you're back for another Fitness Goal Friday. If you've never listened to this part of the podcast before, every single Friday I break down a fitness principle or a goal-setting principle, or tell stories from past clients or my own successes or my own failures in regards to chasing down a fitness goal. And I try to give you guys some knowledge or some expertise or some insight into how you can get closer to achieving your fitness goal, because that's what I'm all about, getting closer and closer to your fitness goal to help you ultimately get closer and closer to your best you. Last week, we talked about the term workable, and workable is all about how can we start small in an effective manner, because you can't start going from working out 1 time a week to working out 6 times a week, right? You can't go to the optimized version of a habit that you have not yet even formed. So instead of working out 6 times a week, we want to work out 2 times a week. Because why? Because it's something that's a little bit more than what we've been willing and able to do in the past. So that's what workable means. So if you haven't listened to that episode, you need to go back and listen to it if you feel like that's something that could potentially benefit you. Today, I want to talk about the importance of hyper-focusing on the 2 or the 3 most important things that you can do in order to get closer to your goal. So let's think about it. If somebody has a goal of weight loss, what are the 2 things that you need to focus on in order to lose weight, generally speaking? Well, fitness and nutrition. Okay. If fitness and nutrition are the 2 things I need to focus on, then what does that exactly look like? Like, how many workouts do I need to be doing? How long do I need to be doing them? What type of workouts do I need to be doing? With nutrition, what meals do I need to be eating? What do they look like? How many servings of vegetables? What time of day? All these different things, right? There's a lot of different variables into fitness and nutrition. So we have to get really narrow in our focus as to, like, okay, we're going to work out 4 times a week for 45 minutes. Or, okay, 17 out of my 21 meals each week are going to contain a lean protein, a healthy carb, and a vegetable, or, whatever it is, whatever it looks like. Once you can nail down those few things, which I help people do in my fitness goal setting program, then that's the thing that you track. Those are the things that you track, because weight loss, by the time you step on the scale, you can't do anything about the number that shows up, right? Everything that drives the number on the scale has already been done in the past. So you need to be focusing on the 2 or 3 most important things that drive the success of weight loss. And then once you have those 2 or 3 things, you need to measure those. Every single week, you need to measure those. You need to measure how many workouts you do. If it's 4 times for 45 minutes, how many weeks are you doing those 4 workouts for 45 minutes? If it's 17 out of 21 meals, how many weeks are you getting those 17 meals in? And what I see a ton with clients is that we'll talk about those couple of things, and then once we get 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in, 4 weeks in, and they're feeling pretty good about it, they're like, okay, now I want to do something more. Now I want to really focus on drinking more water, or now I want to start adding in yoga. Now I want to start going on bike rides. Now I want to do this. Now I want to do that. It's like, hang on. We don't need to do all those other things. You don't have to be so perfect in all areas in order to actually achieve your goal. That's like one of the biggest myths out there. You don't have to be perfect in all areas in order to achieve your goal. You just have to stay hyper-focused and be great on the 2 or the 3 most important things. So kind of a story about a recent client is he had a goal of running a faster mile. And so we had a meal goal because we wanted to lose a little bit of weight to help us run that faster mile. So we had a meal goal to help us lose weight. We had a workout goal, which involved a little bit of running. And then he kind of was doing really well 3 weeks, 4 weeks in. And then I think week 4, week 5, he was like, okay, now I'm going to start doing this many push-ups. I'm going to start doing 100 push-ups every single day. And I was like, look, I love that you want to do more push-ups. That's awesome. But I don't want you to focus on that. Like, if you do them, that's extra credit. But I would rather you stay focused on the workouts that we're talking about and the nutrition that we're talking about. Because the reality of the situation is, before we started working together, you haven't been that consistent with your workouts and your nutrition. And now that you've been consistent for 4 weeks, that doesn't mean it's a habit yet. That doesn't mean it's solidified and you're going to do that perfectly every single week for the next 6 weeks through the rest of the program. No, we got to make sure that we stay hyper-focused on those things so we can stay consistent with those things, because those are the things that are going to drive the performance of running your faster mile. And so I had to get that point across to him to forget about the push-ups. If you want to do them, again, it's extra credit, go for it. But bare minimum, you need to get these workouts in, you need to get these meals in, because those are going to be the ultimate drivers of you running a faster mile. And I think just so many people fall victim to good ideas, and whether it's fitness or life, right? There's always going to be more good ideas than there is the capacity to execute. That's one of my favorite quotes by a guy named Chris McChesney, author of The 4 Disciplines of Execution. There's always going to be more good ideas than there is the capacity to execute. I think all of us can relate to that on some level, right? There's been times where we've said yes to too many things and we're like, oh crap, we actually can't do all of this, or we can't do all of it very well. We need to hyper focus back in on some of the most important things in our life. And so whatever your fitness goal is that you're chasing down right now, whether it's weight loss, whether it's strength, whatever it is, a performance goal, think about what are going to be the 2 or the 3 most important things that are going to determine whether or not I'm going to be successful with this. And then measure those. Be hyper-focused on those things every single week, and do not fall victim to other good ideas. Do not fall victim to doing more yoga classes. Do not fall victim to doing more push-ups, or really focusing on your water if that's not the most important thing at the time, or starting running or starting bike riding. Like, don't fall victim to good ideas when they're not the most important things that you need to do in order to get to your goal. Because the reality of the situation is you don't have to be perfect to get to your goal. You just have to be great with the 2 or the 3 most important things. So I hope you guys get something out of this. I hope you realize that you don't have to be perfect. I hope that you realize that you don't have to take on all the good ideas that you might think that you need to in order to get closer to your fitness goals. Other than that, guys, I hope you got a lot out of today. If you didn't listen to the last 2, the first one I talked about planning, the second one I talked about workable, and the third one about the importance of hyper-focusing on the 2 or the 3 most important things. I hope this helps you get closer to your fitness goal, which will ultimately help you get closer and closer to your best you.